Hey guys, my name is Fatima. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. On this channel, I empower young women to find their God-given purpose through faith and practical advice. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips for how I overcame hypothyroidism naturally. So last year around this time, I remember I was always in bed. I was always tired. I was always drained, like not just like tired, oh, I just had a long night. I'm talking about like exhausted physically, mentally, and just drained, just completely drained. And it was a really tough time for me. I remember I was missing work a lot. I was always constipated. I was always had uncomfortable stomach pains. It was really rough. So this started in at the end of 2015. I remember I was feeling this way, like around the holiday break. And that last year, January, I went to my doctor and she told me that I had hypothyroidism. So, you know, her initial response was, here's a prescription for Armour, I think it's called Armour, something like that. Here's a prescription. Basically, it was an artificial thyroid hormone from a pig. I didn't know it was from a pig, but basically it was a thyroid hormone from a pig. And she was like, you know, here's this prescription. You take this for 3 months, you get a refill. And I was like, so I'm supposed to keep taking this? Like how long do I need to take this? And she was like, you know, you can take it until you feel better, but it usually takes maybe a year for people to notice a really difference in how they feel from taking it. And I was like, okay. So at the time when she gave it to me, I didn't know that it was a pig thyroid hormone. So around that time, I had already stopped eating pork and beef for about a year at this point. Yeah, I think like a year I had already stopped eating pork and beef. So once I realized that this was a pig hormone, I was completely grossed out and I was just like, I want to try and find another way to do this. I don't like the idea of taking any medication, honestly, for the rest of my life, but I definitely don't like the idea of taking a hormone from a pig. It just doesn't seem natural, you know? So I did some research. I went onto YouTube and I typed in how to heal hypothyroidism without medication or something like that. And a bunch of amazing videos popped up. Some really helpful ones that I'll actually link down below that are super informative. But I basically took information from all of those videos, and over the past year, I've just been testing stuff out. I've just been testing out different things and seeing how my body responds to it. So for example, when I first started on this journey, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and go vegan. I tried to go vegan. I think I stuck to it for about a month, and it wasn't bad. It was not terrible. I already eat fairly healthy anyway. Like I was already eating a pretty healthy diet, so going vegan didn't seem that crazy. I just thought that it would be hard to kind of get off of, like, stop eating chicken and turkey, and I was like, where am I going to get my protein from? So I was a little nervous about that, but I stuck to it for about a month, and then it got too challenging to do with like always having fresh vegetables available, like constantly going to the store. So I couldn't figure out a way to make it work for me, is what I'll say, because there's definitely ways around it and ways to do it. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to try vegetarianism instead. And around that time, I remember I decided to sign up for a subscription box called HelloFresh. Now, HelloFresh is a delivery food box service where they basically send you fresh meals every however often you want them. I was getting them like a few times per month, and I was getting 3 meals in a box where I would basically have recipes, all of the ingredients that I needed, and then I would have the different meals. And because I was just getting it for myself, like I wasn't cooking for a family, I was just cooking for myself, I was finding ways to make one box last me for like a little over a week in most cases. So I experimented with that. And no, this video is not sponsored by HelloFresh, although it should be, because I love HelloFresh and I've been using it for like a year at this point. However, there is a discount code down below if you want to try it out for yourself. I will say that. So I've been using that, and that helped me to kind of learn how to cook, because honestly I didn't know how to cook. Like I used to make the same meals and they weren't that good because that was all I knew how to cook. But once I signed up for HelloFresh, I got a lot more into cooking. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know that. You see me cooking like at least like once or twice a week. I'm in the kitchen cooking something, usually vegan. However, now I am back to the stage of pescatarian. So that means that I eat seafood, shellfish. I eat regular fish also, not as much though. And I still eat some dairy products, so eggs, cheese, things like that. So that is what I did from a dietary standpoint. Physically, I know that I should have been a lot more active than I was, but I didn't really do that much. I started out really slow because I was so like weak and I just felt really uncomfortable most of the time. So I didn't do any like super strenuous workouts. When I did start working out again, I stuck to walking, running, maybe like some dance exercises that I find here on YouTube, Zumba, things like that. And as far as supplements, so that was something that I was really interested in learning about when I first got diagnosed, because my doctor recommended that I start taking supplements. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the supplements that I have been taking throughout this entire process. And in addition to the diet change and the mindset change, I feel a lot better. The only thing that I would feel like I still struggle with sometimes is the stomach issues, but I've been upping my greens intake, so I drink a lot of smoothies with a lot of greens, a lot of fruits, and I think that has helped a lot with the digestion. But I'm going to share with you guys the supplements that I take, so, and I'll be sure to link everything down below. So first is the Trader Joe's B12. You don't have to get this from Trader Joe's. This is literally just the one that I use because it's convenient for me to get, and also because it's natural. So I was very big on making sure that everything that I was getting was gluten-free, because I am gluten intolerant, and also that everything was mostly natural. I'm looking at the ingredients on this now and I see that it's not vegan. It does contain milk, but it doesn't contain any other type of animal products. I'll just say that. So tablets usually don't have any pig in them, which is the capsules. The gel capsules typically have pig. That's how they make the gel, the gelatin. So I take that, and I also take this probiotic, which is also from Trader Joe's. And this probiotic is really awesome because it helps me to use the bathroom. I know that's TMI, but it really does help keep the bacteria in your stomach healthy, and it really helps if you are struggling with using the bathroom. It is vegetarian, but yeah, so this is what I use to help keep me nice and clear. And then I also take the 1-a-day multivitamins, and this is just from Walgreens, nothing special, but I've been taking this for a while. And I take this mainly because it has iron in it. So this is the one with iron. So I take this mainly for the iron, and also because it has a lot of other vitamins that are helpful to have in your body. And again, this is the tablet form, so there's no animal products in it. And then finally is the Nature's Way seaweed kelp. So my doctor recommended that I take iodine and I forget what it's called, but it's in Brazil nuts, and I will post the word here. But she suggested that I take that. So I remember in the beginning I was eating Brazil nuts a lot in order to get that mineral, and I was taking the Nature's Way iodine supplements. However, I would suggest that, first of all, on all of these, do your research. Do your research on every single thing that I've just shared, because everything is not for everyone. So make sure you do your research. But on the back of this, it literally says this product should not be taken by persons with known hypersensitivity to iodine or hypothyroidism. And in my research, I saw that, you know, a lot of people who have what's it called? Hashimoto's, which is like a very, very severe version of hypothyroidism, it was recommended that they do not take iodine. So that's why I'm saying do your research and make sure you check with your doctor before you take this. But my doctor actually told me that I should take this, so I decided to trust her judgment, and I haven't had any issues with it. I actually remember feeling a lot better, having a little bit of energy from taking this, because that was one of the biggest struggles for me, which was like lacking energy when I first started. So all in all, some takeaways that I want to share with you is to do your research. There are natural ways, there are other ways to go about it where you don't have to take artificial thyroid hormones, but do your research, talk to your doctor, and know that everything that I recommended here will not necessarily be the cure. This is just what worked for me. So I wish you guys the best if you're suffering from hypothyroidism. I know that it sucks, but it will get better if you do your research and do what you have to do for your body. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.